The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
But let's back up for a second.
Picture this instead. It's a cold, gray morning in Boston. You're sitting at a heavy wooden table, maybe in a quiet library, the kind with those green lamps.
Yeah, and you can see the dust motes in the air.
Exactly. You crack open the Boston Globe, flip past the politics, and you land on the living arts section. You're expecting, I don't know, a play review.
A crossword puzzle, maybe?
Right. Instead, your eyes lock onto this formal, old-school engagement announcement. The headline is just Emma Harwood and Charlie Thompson engaged. But the photo stops you.
Because it is undeniably Zendaya and Robert Pattinson.
It makes no sense.
It was the kind of thing that makes you check the date on the paper. The internet, of course, just exploded. You had people genuinely asking, did Batman just steal Spider-Man's fiancée?
Or my favorite, is 2026 the year love officially died?
And then, the more cynical take was, is this the smartest, most confusing marketing trick A24 has ever pulled?
And that is the question we are answering today. Welcome to StarScope Report. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jamie.
And here on StarScope, we uncover the Hollywood drama, the viral scandals, and the stories shaping pop culture.
Today, we are unpacking that Zendaya's fake engagement headline. We're going to break down the A24 Stunt, a brand new interview magazine tell-all, and the red flag manifesto that defines Zendaya's actual engagement to Tom Holland.
It's really a perfect case study in how Hollywood blurs that line between fiction and reality.
And how the smartest couples in the industry build a fortress to keep those two worlds separate.
So let's start with the fiction, because this wasn't just a tweet. A24 placed a fake engagement ad in a physical newspaper. I mean, walk us through the mechanics of that. It seems like a lot of effort.
It is a lot of effort, but that's precisely why it works so well. It's a textbook example of what we call earned first marketing.
Earned first. Break that down for us.
Sure. So, you have paid media. That's a Super Bowl commercial, a billboard. You pay money. You get eyeballs.
Simple enough.
Earned media is when the audience does the work for you. The content is so weird or interesting or confusing that they just have to talk about it.
So by putting this little Easter egg in the Boston Globe.
And specifically replacing the TV Critics Corner, they knew they weren't just reaching the newspaper subscribers. They knew people would take photos, post them on X and Instagram, and just argue about it.
They bought a cheap local ad and got millions of dollars in free global promotion.
Exactly. But it worked because the details were so confusing, right? If it just said, coming soon, nobody cares.
Right.
The ambiguity is what drives the engagement. They used the character names from their new movie, the drama Emma Harwood and Charlie Thompson.
But the photo was what sold it.
The photo was perfect. It was this blurry 90s-style flash portrait. It looked like a leaked paparazzi shot, not some glossy studio photo.
And they threw in that detail about the 9-year age gap,
which people immediately projected onto the actors themselves. It leverages the public's existing obsession with Zendaya's real life to sell a movie about a wedding going wrong. You have to become a detective to figure it out.
So, okay, the newspaper engagement is fake. It's for the movie The Drama, coming out in April. But this brings us to the dynamic between Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, because they just did this cover story for Interview magazine.
And this interview is fascinating. It's almost like a demystification.
What do you mean by that?
Well, PR usually wants stars to seem untouchable, glamorous. In this, Zendaya admits she was literally scrubbing the grout in her bathroom during the interview.
Wait, hold on. She was cleaning her bathroom. Zendaya.
Scrubbing the grout. She said she finds it therapeutic. Meanwhile, Reddit was apparently wired on caffeine on vacation somewhere. It just strips away the glamour.
That's incredible.
But the real insight is how industry gossip shapes their own perceptions. Zendaya admitted she was actually pretty intimidated by Rob before they met.
I mean, I can see that. He is the Batman. He's got that very specific, intense vibe.
He does. She thought he was mysterious and quiet. But, and this is the key part, she didn't just go with that assumption. She reality checked it.
With Tom Holland.
With Tom Holland. They worked together on a film, and Tom told her, no, he's super fun. He's always laughing and joking.
And that is such a telling detail, isn't it? It's not just, my boyfriend knows him. It's that she trusts Tom's judgment of character over the public persona.
It shows you how much of that is just a mask. Rob even joked he can't maintain his mysterious vibe because he talks too much.
I believe that.
But it also pivots us perfectly to the reality of her life. Because while A24 is selling a movie about a relationship collapsing from secrets, she and Tom are doing the complete opposite.
And that is where this story gets really interesting. Because while the movie engagement is fake, The rules Zendaya uses to protect her real engagement are very, very real.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up, we're going to open Zendaya's relationship rulebook. She has a very specific test involving her dog, Noon, that determines if you're marriage material.
Plus, the one red flag that most people ignore. But for her, it's an immediate deal breaker. It's like a master class in psychology.
If you're loving these Hollywood deep dives and want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We have some incredible stories about celebrity crisis management coming up that you are not going to want to miss.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the ring, the rules, and the engagement that didn't happen in a newspaper ad.
Right. So we've established the fiction. Now for the reality. Sources say Tom proposed late in 2024, probably between Christmas and New Year's.
And she debuted the ring at the Golden Globes in January.
But let's talk about the hardware here. This is not your standard diamond ring, is it?
No, it is a master class in jewelry design, and it says so much about them. It's estimated at over $200,000, a massive 5-carat cushion-cut diamond. But the tech specs are what matter.
Okay, lay it on us.
It uses an east-west setting.
Which means what for those of us who aren't jewelers?
It just means the stone is set horizontally across the finger instead of vertically. It's a little unconventional, a modern twist.
Okay.
But here's where it gets interesting. That's combined with a button-back setting.
A button back.
It's a really old technique from the Georgian era. We're talking the 1700s, 1800s. It closes the back of the diamond in metal.
And what does that do?
It gives it a softer, deeper glow instead of that, sharp sparkle you see in modern rings. It's designed to look like it has history.
So it's a mix of the very old and the very new.
Exactly. It signals that this is an heirloom, not just a trend. It's not flashy just to be flashy. It's thoughtful.
Which feels very on brand for them. They value privacy over just flashing wealth. But a ring is an object. What sustains it is the philosophy.
And this is where that interview piece is a goldmine. She lays out her red flag philosophy.
Right, and she completely rejects the whole bad boy thing.
Oh, completely. She was asked about charming red flags, that chaotic energy that can seem exciting. She just shut it down. She said, as I've matured, I think a red flag is a red flag.
So no toxicity allowed. But how does she filter for that? Because anyone can fake being nice on a first date.
She has 2 stress tests. The first one is what she calls the crew test.
The crew test. Okay, break that down.
She judges a partner, or really anyone she works with, by how they treat the crew on a film set.
So not the director or the producer.
No, not the people who can get you a job. She watches how you treat the grips, the lighting techs, the assistants, the person who hands you a bottle of water.
That's classic advice. But it hits different coming from someone at her level.
Because it's about power dynamics, You learn who someone really is by how they treat people who have 0 power over them.
If you're nice to the director but rude to the caterer, you're just performing.
And if you fail the crew test, you're out. It's that simple.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Okay, so what's the second test?
The second one involves her dog, the dog test.
Of course. Her Schnauzer, Noon.
She literally said, I would get into a fight over my dog. She believes animals are an amazing judge of character because they react to things we miss.
Like nonverbal cues. Tension.
Exactly. They pick up on microaggressions, pheromones, things humans can mask with a polite smile. If her dog looks at someone weirdly, she takes that very seriously.
So if the dog says no, the guy's got to go.
Basically, it's a biological litmus test. If the dog doesn't trust you, neither does she.
I love that these tests are so grounded. It's not about fame or money. It's treat workers well and get the dog's approval.
But even with all that, the rumor mill never stops. In fact, just this month, a massive rumor took over X about a secret pregnancy.
And that's not even the wildest part. Coming up, we'll break down exactly how that rumor started, why it was physically impossible, and the 3 words Tom Holland uses to shut down reporters who try to disrespect their relationship.
You don't want to miss that protection strategy. Stay tuned.
This is really the defending the fortress phase of their relationship. So, February 2026. A viral rumor explodes claiming Zendaya is pregnant. Where did this even start?
It came from a parody account. A parody account called Hoops Crave, not a news outlet, not a source.
And they just posted a picture of her.
A picture of her in London wearing a long gray coat.
And that's it. That's the evidence.
That's it. And the internet just spiraled. People were analyzing the layers of her clothing, saying she was hiding a bump.
But she was in London.
Yeah.
In February. It's freezing.
Right. It was a winter coat. She was cold. But Even beyond that, the logistics make it impossible. We know she's filming Spider-Man 4, Dune, Part 3, and a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, you aren't doing wire work for Marvel or trekking through the desert for Dune if you're pregnant. The insurance alone would never allow it.
It would be impossible, which explains why Tom Holland has adopted such a specific protection strategy. It really comes down to two things: linguistic precision and physical boundaries.
Linguistic precision. That sounds very intense.
It is. It's about not letting the media define their story. There was a moment at a panel late last year. An interviewer casually called Zendaya his girlfriend,
Okay.
and Tom immediately grabbed the mic and just said, fiancé.
He didn't let it slide.
Not for a second, because in his mind, girlfriend implies it's casual, it's temporary, fiancé implies a contract, a future. He refuses to let anyone publicly downgrade their commitment.
I really respect that. It's a small thing, but it sets a huge tone. It says, we are past that phase.
Exactly. And then there's the separate carpet rule. Now, this one, I'll admit, sounds a little cold at first. He won't walk the red carpet with her for her solo movies.
Yeah, that does sound a little weird.
But think about it from a professional respect angle. He told Men's Health, it's not my moment, it's hers.
Oh, okay, when you put it that way.
If they walk together, the headline is, Tom and Zendaya look cute. If she walks alone, the headline is, Zendaya stars in new movie.
Ah, I see it now. He's actively trying not to distract from her work.
He's preserving their individual professional identities so they don't just become the couple. But behind the scenes, it's the total opposite.
Right.
He jokes about separate drivers and all that, but he admits having her there is a saving grace. He calls it the familiar glance.
The familiar glance.
Yeah. He said when you're dealing with a difficult director or you're on hour 14 of a shoot, just being able to look across the room at the one person who gets it, it makes it all survivable.
Which brings us full circle back to the movie, the drama.
It really does. In the film A24 is promoting, you have this couple falling apart because of secrets. It's all chaos.
And in reality, you have Zendaya and Tom solidifying their relationship by doing the exact opposite. Strict boundaries, total honesty.
And prioritizing the boring stuff. Treating the crew well, walking the dog. The A24 marketing team brilliantly used our obsession with their love life to sell a movie about a relationship collapsing.
While they were doing everything in their power to keep their real relationship from becoming, well, a drama. They're keeping it on the screen and out of the house.
That's the goal.
And honestly, good for them.
We certainly need more of that.
So we've covered the fake news, the real ring, and the red flags. But before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one thought to mull over.
I keep coming back to that crew test she mentioned. She says it shows who you are when you don't need anything from someone else.
It's a powerful metric.
It just makes you wonder, in an industry built entirely on transactional relationships where everyone is trying to get something from someone else,
Yeah.
maybe the reason so many Hollywood marriages fail is that people fall in love with the person who is nice to the director, but they end up married to the person who ignores the grip.
That is a heavy thought. You marry the person who ignores the grip. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while.
It's the ultimate test, right?
Well, that is it for today's deep dive. We have separated the A24 fiction from the Tom Zendaya reality. You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.
See you next time.